Major props to this Wyoming fan. Won the 50-50 raffle, $400 plus, gave it all back because it's going to a Nebraska All-Star that was supposed to be at this game, but got in a wreck and was last reported in critical condition at game time. It's the 7th annual Wyoming-Nebraska Shootout football game in Albion, Nebraska. First quarter, Wyoming wearing the white. Third play from scrimmage, and Nebraska would cough up the ball. J.D. Corson of Little Snake River with the recovery, but the offense could not do anything with the turnover. Next possession, Nebraska punting. Mark Largent of KC got a piece of it. Wyoming would start another drive in enemy territory, but would come up empty again. Next possession, fourth down, Largent will get the sack back at the 15-yard line. Turnover on downs. Wyoming's first 3 drives started on the Nebraska side of the field. Total points from those drives, 0. No score after the first 10 minutes. Second quarter, more defense. Bryce Austin of KC is going to hang on for dear life and drag down Riley Swerzik of Riverside back at the 5. You don't see much defense in a 6-man game, let alone an all-star game. But so far, it's been dominant. And there's more. Caleb Werger of Elwood was feeling the pressure, and this was not a good idea. Too much air, not enough distance. Will Chapman of Midwest is not complaining. Now, if only his teammates on offense could do something. After that turnover, they finally did. Danny Ramirez of KC takes the pitch, follows his blockers, waits for a hole to open up, and he is gone. 43 yards. He was the offensive MVP for the game. PAT no good. Wyoming leads 6-0. The defense was ready for this game. Chapman and Largent both dragged down Tavion Brown of Walt Hill. Wyoming was pitching a shutout, up 6-0 going into halftime. There was good Wyoming representation at this game. Yes, they were outnumbered, but they did pretty good. Third quarter, this was a weird play, but credit to Wyoming for staying after it. Werger should have been sacked by Largent, but somehow he gets the ball to Brown, and Austin would recover in time. I think they know there's a 3-game losing streak heading into this game. Probably watched last year's game in KC and did not like it. Later, Nebraska needed to catch a break. Garrett, 1 year of Guernsey Sunrise, will get relieved of his duties. Garrett Egger of Cody Kilgore with the recovery and takes it back to the Wyoming 13-yard line. That got the Nebraska crowd back in this game, and they got Wyoming right where they wanted them. 3 plays later, Swerzik finds Tucker Sherbarth of Harvard open, and he has a clear path to a 14-yard score. PAT was no good, so this game is tied up at 6. We have not seen much from Nebraska's defense, but it showed up big time on this play. Bad snap for Wyoming. Marco Davila of DuBois will make the reception, but watch this hit. Egger with a full head of steam. That Cornhusker has been eating his Wheaties. He had several tipped passes as well. Defensive MVP for the game. Wyoming's defense did not hit as hard, but they would hit in different ways. Ramirez gets the interception, goes one way, hits the brakes, goes the other way, jukes a tackler, finds a hole, and turns this into a 35-yard pick 6. KC is the 3-time defending Wyoming 6-man champs, and he just showed why. His team goes back up 14-6. 2 plays after the kickoff, Nebraska is on the wrong side of the field. Largent gets through and brings down Swerzik for a safety. This game was played on an 11-man field, so between the 10 and the goal line is actually the end zone. The real end zone is out of bounds. Wyoming now up 16-6. 2 plays after the free kick, Wyoming's offense would shoot themselves in the foot again. Talon Wiles of Burlington has trouble hanging onto the ball. Fumble forced by Egger. Mark Thurston of Silver Lake falls on it, and that's a touchdown. Nebraska is right back in this game, trailing 16-14 going into the final 10 minutes. Fourth quarter, blooper time. Someone fell asleep at the wheel on this play. Largent was awake, but his teammates could not cash in on the turnover and had to give the ball back. Nebraska was once again deep in their own territory. 4th down from their own 8. Fake punt. Swerzik going deep, and he finds Isaac Boutron of Arthur for a 31-yard pickup to near midfield. That would keep the drive alive. On the next play, the defense would snuff it out. Corson with another interception. Nebraska would use their timeouts and get one last chance. Here it is at the Wyoming 20. Swerzik wants to go over the middle, but Cameron Evans of Little Snake River was in the right place at the right time for the interception. That would save the game. Wyoming snaps a 3-game losing streak to Nebraska by hanging on to win 16-14 as they would bring the 6-man trophy back to the 307.
down.